Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing 21 things I learned while being 21. It's currently Sunday, February 23rd. My birthday was on Monday, February 17th. I hope the lighting isn't terrible. I also want to say, if you guys see me look down a lot, it's because I'm going to be reading off of my computer because I have all of my notes. I definitely can't remember all 21 things that I want to share with you guys. I know not everyone is a fan of these longer talking videos, but if I could just help out one of you guys, then I did my work. Also, this video is for me. Like, I've always wanted to film a video like this. I like reflecting on the year and just reflecting on my life. It'd be cool to watch this video 5 or 10 years from now and kind of just see where my head was at and the things that I learned. Every time I share a different point, I might provide a story or an example. So on that note, let's hop into the video. The first thing that I learned while being 21 is that rejection is redirection. To provide a story, when I was entering my junior year of college, and this is an academic example, I applied to a Saturday internship. I didn't get the internship, and honestly, it broke my little heart, especially because during the interview, I feel like the interviewer wasn't really kind to me. I could have taken that loss and never applied to an internship again, but later on in the year, I ended up applying to a research internship at my school and then also a summer internship. I got both of those positions, and then I applied to a third internship and I got that one as well. The point is, just because one door closes in your face doesn't mean the other doors down the hall will also close on your face. The second thing that I learned this year is that starting isn't the hardest part. It's gaining momentum and it's following through with a project or something that you're working on. For example, let's talk about the gym. You can make it a goal to go to the gym. You can buy a membership, you can buy gym clothes, you can buy a gym bag, gym shoes, all of that. You can attend the gym for the first time and have a good workout. But can you make it a habit? Can you show up despite feeling tired? Can you show up despite wanting to be anywhere else? Can you show up on the days where you just feel sad and unmotivated? Can you show up despite not seeing progress? The point is, you need to be disciplined rather than motivated. Motivation is great, but sometimes you're not going to have that. And although we're talking about the gym, this could apply to anything else, whether it be a creative project or any goal that you have. It's not about starting, it's about making things a habit and showing up even if you really don't want to or if you don't feel like it. The third thing that I learned while being 21 is to rely on those random bursts of creative energy. The quote that I want you guys to remember is to do it when you have the itch. It doesn't matter if you're starting a poem, if you're making a YouTube video for the first time, if you're making a TikTok, if you're making a piece of art. Start when you have the itch. Don't wait and don't get stuck in that planning phase. Because sometimes you'll think of a great idea, but you'll never execute it because you won't start. If you have an itch in your brain, itch it. The fourth thing that I learned while being 21 is to never try a new hairstyle on the day of an important event. Especially if you're not good at doing hair, it's either gonna make you late or it's gonna make you feel ugly, like straight up. And also I wanna add, if you just got your hair done, like especially if you just got it straightened, just skip the gym, okay? If you have an important event later that night or the next day, skip the gym because it's not worth having your hair frizz up. And I actually experienced this last week. I got my hair done on, I forget what day, but I went to the gym knowing that I was gonna celebrate my birthday on the weekend. Hair frizzed up real bad. Real bad. It's not worth the stress, it's not worth the tears, it's not worth the anxiety. Literally just chillax. It's okay. Stick to what you know sometimes. The fifth thing that I learned while being 21 is to just ask, because you never know what opportunities and blessings will come your way if you just ask. For example, I really wanted to graduate with honors, but I was too afraid to ask this certain professor if I could do my senior capstone with them. One day I had a wave of confidence and I just asked. That conversation ended amazingly because right now I'm in the process of doing my senior capstone with that professor. So even if you're feeling unqualified, even if you're feeling doubtful, sometimes you might as well ask because you never know what the answer will be. Sometimes we assume that somebody will respond in the worst way possible. Sometimes we assume that doors will close on our face, but the point is you'll never know if you ask. So you might as well get a confirmation on what the answer would have been if you asked. I hope that makes sense. The sixth thing that I learned while being 21 is that you cannot heal everybody. So this point is for all of the healers, helpers, supporters, big sisters, those who play the mom friend. This is for y'all. Sometimes we feel obligated to help other people and get them out of a bad space. And when doing that, sometimes we might feel a little burnt out or a little bit hopeless, feeling like we wish we could do more, but we know we can't. We are human, and as humans, we have limitations. It sucks to say it, but genuinely, we cannot heal everybody. We can't get everybody out of the position that they're in. We are not superhuman, and we are not God. Of course, it's good to help people. Of course, it's good to try to heal people. Of course, it's good to give advice. But at some point, you need to recognize that as a human, you have limitations, and there's only so much you can do. Sometimes people need other forms of help, rather if it be from another person, rather it be professional help. Do what you can do, and do not beat yourself up over what you cannot do. But also, somebody healing and getting help needs to come from multiple sources. Growing up, my dad always said, how can you help other people if you don't even help yourself? In the end, remember to take care of yourself. The 7th thing that I learned while being 21 is that anything can change in the blink of an eye. Now, this is a personal thing that's going on in my life, but for the past few months, I've been going through some financial difficulties. Thankfully, I've been saving up money ever since I was in high school. So although I'm going through this rough patch, I have a pool of money that's kind of supporting me right now. It's important to have a backup plan. It's important to have saved money, and it's important to have a support system. The 8th thing that I learned while being 21, and this one is so important that I literally made it a goal for 2025. It's that you need to stop waiting and planning, and you need to start doing. Personally, I feel like I get so stuck on trying to make things look perfect that I never execute my ideas. For example, in May, I graduate. And of course, I want a nice graduation outfit. Me, because I'm such a planner and I get stuck in the planning process, I might find 5 different dresses I like. I might think of 3 different hairstyles and 3 different nail styles, 3 different shoes, 3 different this and 3 different that. In that scenario, I might find myself in the following position. It's a week before graduation. I haven't picked a dress. I'm just gonna randomly pick this one. I don't know if it'll come in on time. Okay, I'm gonna have to pay extra money for fast shipping. I don't even know if the dress will fit. What if the dress doesn't fit? Exactly. Stop waiting and stop planning. It's ruining your progress. And I'm not saying be impulsive. I'm not saying to jump head into the things you want to do. I'm just saying be conscious about how much time you're taking to execute something. The 9th thing that I learned while being 21 is to just talk it out. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't be rude. Just talk. The more I navigate life, the more I realize that a lot of people were not taught how to communicate. They're either avoidant or they're disrespectful. Ever since I was younger, and I think I got this from my mom, I've always been taught to be a peacemaker, to be confrontational, and to squash whatever I have going on in between me and someone else. And don't get me wrong, it's hard. It's hard to bring up awkward situations to another person, especially when you're not sure how they're gonna receive what you tell them. But I do think it's really important because sometimes if you don't mention things that are bothering you, then resentment builds and then relationships get ruined. I've always believed that if you truly love somebody and you truly want them to stay in your lives, then you're gonna mention the hard things to them. And if they truly love you, then they're gonna take that and they're gonna work on it. The 10th thing that I learned while being 21 is that good makeup requires good lighting, patience, good blending, and also watching tutorials. The 11th thing that I learned while being 21 is that if you wanna get out of a rut, then create. Sure. Working out, eating a good meal, showering, sleeping, all of these things are great to get us back on track, but sometimes what you need to do is create something. One of my favorite YouTubers, Ray Damas from Los Boys, he made a video talking about depression and just feeling in a rut. In that video, he mentioned some advice that his older brother, Jaco, who's also from Los Boys, gave to him. The advice was to create more than you consume. The 12th thing that I learned while being 21 is to learn how to skim. And I'm so for real. As a student in the social sciences, I have a lot of homework that's just reading. I still have not mastered, I haven't even scratched the surface of learning how to skim. I spend so much time reading that it's not even funny. And it's the worst feeling when you read an article in great detail, you annotate, and then you go to class and the teacher doesn't even talk about the article. The article's not even on the quiz or the test. What was the point? And if any of y'all know how to skim, please let me know. The 13th thing that I learned while being 21 is to wear your cute outfits towards the beginning of your trip rather than towards the end of your trip. Instead of saving your best fit towards the end of the trip, I think you all should low-key wear it towards the beginning of the trip, because if you don't get those good pictures, hey, guess what? You can rewear the fit because it's not a crime. The 14th thing that I learned while being 21 is to speak even when your voice trembles. Have those hard conversations even if you're anxious, and speak up in class even when you're anxious. To that last point, I know y'all need them participation points. I know I do. Sometimes I think we get so trapped up in our own head that we question whether we sound smart, that we question whether or not what we say makes sense. We get worried about stuttering or just saying something that's not on point. Once again, I think it's important to remember that we are human. I think I've gained a lot of insight and reassurance from the professional talks that I've listened to. When I hear professionals stutter or stumble over their words, or maybe admit that they don't know the answer to a question, it just reminds me, simply, we are all human. And so lately I've been trying to tell myself, be that. Be that person for other people. Be that person who shows the classroom, yes, I might stutter. Yes, I might not always answer that question perfectly. I might not always hit the point, but that's okay. I'm trying and I'm speaking up. I have free will. The point is, you want to practice getting your thoughts out there, especially if you're a student, because one day you're going to be at work and you're going to be in a more professional space and you're going to really have to speak up. The 15th thing that I learned while being 21 is to not settle for clothes that don't fit. When I was in high school, I used to buy something and it would be too small and I would still try to fit it. And then when I came to college, I started gaining weight and I was buying my clothes bigger with the expectation that I would keep on gaining weight and one day fit it. I then got to a point where my weight kind of just plateaued. I wasn't really gaining weight anymore, but the clothes were too big because I still kept buying them too big. I was reminded of this quote that I used to have on my wall. And matter of fact, I'm gonna read it to you guys because the whole quote is about not settling for anything. I'm gonna read it to you guys. So the quote says, "Don't settle for nice, for pleasant, for familiar. Keep looking until you find something that really moves you, that resonates with your core." And I mean this for people, for interests, for hobbies, for your possessions, clothes, music, books, art, everything. Curate every aspect of your life as much as you can. It's in the things that deeply inspire us that we find ourselves. Surround yourself with truth and you'll have built yourself a heaven. Long story short, that quote is about not settling, but my specific thing that I learned is to not settle for clothes that don't fit. The 16th thing that I learned while being 21 is to stop being considerate of people who aren't considerate of you. I don't want this to be confused for the whole idea of giving people the energy they give you, because I'm not sure I fully agree with that. I think it is important to remain a good person and be a good person despite people being a bad person. I think my point is more so about protecting your peace. When you are a considerate person and you're always giving to people and you're always looking out and reaching out to other people, it can get both tiring and exhausting and disappointing when people don't do the same for you. You might start to question, why aren't they doing the same for me? What is wrong with me? Am I the problem? And if you truly are a good person, I want to reassure you, you're not the problem. Some people, again, just lack communication skills, and some people just aren't considerate of others. I think you have to learn how to love people from afar. When I say stop being considerate, I'm not saying stop being a good person. I'm not saying stop being there for someone. It's more so about focusing on people who actually do pour their energy into you rather than those who don't even look your way. And again, I just want to make it clear, it's about loving somebody from afar. When they're ready to explain themselves, when they're ready to apologize, when they're ready to be an active person in your life, and if you feel like that's a relationship that you're willing to actually invest in again, then so be it. The 17th thing that I learned while being 21 is that what you think about yourself matters more than what others think of you. I seen this quote on Instagram and it pretty much said, you spend all of your life in your own head, so make it a nice place to live. Sometimes we assume that other people have negative judgments and assumptions of us, and that's simply not true. And even if they do, why does it matter? Seriously. I promise you, there's somebody out there who thinks that you're a good person. Focus on those people rather than those who like to hate on who you are. The 18th thing that I learned while being 21, and this kind of goes well with the last point, is that sometimes you are your biggest hater. Sometimes we let our insecurities get the best of us and we really like to bash our own character. all while other people around us admire us and look up to us and think good things about us. 2 weekends ago, I went to this dance event and I was feeling really insecure about my outfit and my hair. As I was walking through the crowd, this one girl tapped me and pretty much told me that my outfit was really cute. Just because we think this one negative thing about ourselves doesn't mean everybody else thinks the same thing. It's all about perspective and it's all about opinion. Everybody is different. Not everybody is going to love you, not everybody's going to hate you. Realize that it's all a spectrum. The 19th thing that I learned while being 21 is to dance. The same way how art and creativity really reduces your negative feelings, so does dancing, so does moving your body. I'm so happy that I recently discovered a place in my city where you can go out dancing with your friends. Every time we go to that place and leave, we end up feeling so happy and so released. The 20th thing that I learned while being 21 is that mentality is everything. I genuinely believe that what you think is what you attract. If you're angry and sad, you're gonna see anger and sadness around the world and you're gonna internalize that. If you're happy and optimistic, then you're gonna see that in the world and you're going to internalize that. Cultivating a good mindset is so important. The last thing that I learned while being 21 is that actions speak louder than words. This is coming from someone who really appreciates words of affirmation. If somebody were to send me a nice text or tell me something really good about myself, I'm going to believe you and I'm going to eat that up low-key. But recently, I've been realizing that sometimes people just say things because they know that's what you want to hear. Sometimes people will say nice things to have a hold on you. Maybe they mean it, maybe they don't. But at the end of the day, if you say something, your actions have to follow that up. If someone says they love you, are they showing you they love you? If someone says they miss you, are they showing you they miss you? Everyone is going through something and life is hard, we're busy, we're stressed, and I get it. But I also think it's important to put in the energy and effort to actually be a present member in the people's lives who you say you love and care about. On that note, that's everything that I learned while being 21. I hope you guys like this video, and again, I really hope that something that I said in this video helps at least one person. If there's something that you like the most, I want you guys to comment that down below and just tell me why you like it or just quote it. Make sure to like this video, to subscribe, especially subscribe y'all, because I feel like I'm stuck at what, 85 or 86 subscribers? Like, subscribe, comment, turn on that bell, share this video on your social media. I appreciate everyone's kind words, and for those of you guys who have been reaching out and supporting my efforts with my YouTube channel, I love you guys and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.